Hello, my name is Terrence D. Campbell, and I have been allowed the introduction of the new program brought to you jointly through Prison Pod Production and Choreo SPC. Voices of the Silent. I am a 25-year resident of the incarcerated community here in Raleigh. Myself and others similarly situated across America on death rows will share with you, the audience, our individual and collective experiences and accountings. When I thought of trying to put together a platform that would interest hundreds, thousands, and maybe one day millions, it was from the concept of giving voice to one of the last lost communities of the world. Death row. I was certainly hesitant, but my reluctance only allowed me time to eventually gather the courage to try and make it come true. This podcast, by definition, is one that will allow the listener a true glimpse of society's castaways. Those who will participate in this program do so at high risk. Most of us are under appeal in the post-appellate stages, the most vulnerable stages for a man or woman in a fight for his or her life. However, weighing the cost, I knew if we didn't do this, eventually, someone else would, and they would tell the story of the convicted murderers. No doubt with well-intention, I believe, but through the biased lens of perception instead of the unbiased view of first account perspective. Here are the voices of the silent.
Hello, my name is Gregory. I wrote this essay called Progression to Contentment, Living or Existing. When I first came to death row August 15, 1994, I was housed in the old unit down the hill. I was the 194th person on the row at the time. The blocks consisted of 16 man cells on the top tier and 8 cells on the bottom floor. The day rooms weren't that big, especially when you added in the 4 bunk beds for other inmates to sleep on. As you can guess, the place was crowded and congested. That type of atmosphere makes for a hostile environment. Those sleeping on the bunk, you have to be a little paranoid, considering you are around the state of North Carolina's notorious killers. After a while, tempers fly and fights break out, which to me was a good thing. It made me to never get too comfortable in this place. This made me hate this place that much more, and to try and figure out a way through the court system to find relief off the rope. Getting here, I saw plenty of guys studying case law, learning about history, while learning about themselves at the same time. Seeing them just motivated me some more to better myself. On January 24th, 1995, I spent my first room execution on the road. I was 20 years old at the time. I'm 50 years old now. A man named Contentment Smith had just been given his execution date. We were both housed on F block. I had only been on the road for 5 months. I really didn't get a chance to know this man in that little time span. Still, I felt pain and loss for him, and this mother who visits him every Friday. Unit manager and some captains came to our block to take Contentment to death watch cell. His house, right next to the execution center. Current practice belonging said his goodbyes and was led away. I knew if a miracle didn't occur within 56 hours, then I wouldn't ever see this man again. From that very moment, I realized that the state of North Carolina wasn't playing no games. This is a life and death situation, literally. The state doesn't care what race you are, creed, religion, or how your tribe was misrepresented, starting with the media. Once the courts turn all your appeals down and the governor won't grant clemency, your life as know it is over. That was a reality check for me. I could feel the tension, stress, fear, and commonality on death for all that we lead up to his execution. Everyone realizes on the road that, despite our differences, we're all in the same boat. That state wants to kill us all. Back in the old unit, you could see guys put forth the effort to make positive changes that benefited the whole, making sure their life had meaning and served a greater purpose. Since that traumatic day, January 24th, 1995, I've been unfortunate enough to experience 36 more executions. In 2002 of May, all death row prisoners moved to a new $20 million facility. I heard some guys say that they couldn't wait to get over there, and even asked officers when was the big day to move. For me, I was skeptic. I mean, being locked up is being locked up no matter where I do my time. Officers were saying beforehand how much bigger the day room, showers, and TVs were. To me, that statement was absurd. We were still housing us like lambs to be led to the slaughter. Just in a new facility, progress was still not getting made by that direction. Since I've been housed at the new facility, there's been 22 executions. The last execution was August 18, 2006. Ever since then, death row has had a de facto moratorium. On the road, we had several get off. Some got exonerated due to being innocent, while others either got relief due to the mental retardation bill and racial justice act. But that remains, our lawyers who represent us now got all our cases tied up in the limbo. None of our cases are moving forward. So I applaud the brothers here on the road that have made headway of exposing the criminal acts of injustice done in our court systems. From shady lab findings at the FBI lab to prosecutor misconduct and ineffective system counsel. So I ask myself, will I continue to live or just exist in this place, not caring about what happens? I join with my comrades in this fight to stand up and let my voice be heard. Sure, it's roughly 90 men here without no appeals left out of 130 people. I still see some of them not giving up, being productive by helping others, being fathers to their children, while mentoring to others in the streets. Some of these men will never be content to just exist and not live without a purpose. Even though it feels like we are in a rut, just running on a treadmill, not going anywhere or making progress. Let's not ever give up on who we are and who we are destined to be. I'll never be content to just be another box anywhere else but a voice crying out in the wilderness. So change must first start from within before we can change our surroundings. So whatever befalls, may I never stop making progress to better myself, those around me, and those I can affect with words. Let's live and continue to live with purpose. Still striving. Mr. Gregory.